What is up, my dudes? This is Trent. Jordan is at a rodeo with, I don't know what's going on. Jordan's at a rodeo on draft night, but if you know Jordan, you know he had his phone, his iPad, was following the draft very diligently. Seth is having some IT issues, hoping he will get on shortly. But draft night, round one, I always say that draft night, the first round at least, is better than the Super Bowl. You get all the guys there, you get everybody you want to talk to, you got the snacks are flowing, no like wannabes are there that are just there for the commercials. It's just you, the boys, some good food, and some NFL draft action going on. So I don't know if you guys follow me on X. I did leave some draft rules out that I thought everyone should follow. All right. The first things I got here, guys, for the draft is you have to have, volume down right away. Let Goodell hear the boos instantly. That's number one. Two, invite all the guys. No solo drafts, guys. You got to have everybody there. You get all the talking, all the camaraderie. It's perfect. Phone alerts off. Sleeper, ESPN, X, it's way ahead of what the draft is actually going on. So you can have a lot of spoilers. No one wants a spoiler, guys. Spoilers are the worst, and there's always the one guy that keeps it on anyways. So you can't have the phone on. That's a huge no-no. You got to have the phone in the other room or something. 4 main foods: wings, pizza, hot dogs, and tacos. That's all you can have at draft parties. Don't reinvent the wheel. Everybody wants something simple that they can graze, come back and forth. Pretty simple, guys. Hydration is key. Stay sharp. Let me know what I missed in the comments. We are live. Give us the like. Give us the sub. We really appreciate that, guys. So we got people on. Chat is getting going. We live it when the chat's going. Raider fans are so back. Raiders are so back. They haven't been this excited since they got it. I don't know. I don't remember what it was like when they got Jamarcus Russell. Raider fans, is this similar? I think Fernando's better, but you got to be a little bit exciting. Hope has been keeping Raider fans going on for a while. Speaking of hope, I've been traveling a lot lately, and I was in Missouri last week. That's why we didn't record. Late night, brought the Nintendo Switch, picked it up, playing late at night, getting ready to go after Buc-ee's. And I promise you this makes sense. Get off the plane late, realized it was not there till a week later when I went to go travel again. Went to go reach for my Nintendo Switch, wanted to play some Zelda on the plane. It's not there. Cannot find my Nintendo Switch. Pretty sure some kid in Vermont is playing my Nintendo Switch, or Springfield, Missouri, because I left it on the airplane. Feel like a total knucklehead. Probably pretty similar how, Cardinals feel taking Jeremiyah Love. That's what no one wanted the Cardinals to take Jeremiyah Love. That was the last place. I said yesterday, if Cardinals take Jeremiyah Love, we riot. Here we are. Jeremiyah Love is a Cardinal now. They got 2 amazing receivers, best tight in the NFL, top running back, no one to distribute them the ball. Seth is here. Seth, how are we doing, Seth? Can you check in real quick? Give me a quick mic check.
I'm good. I'm right here.
All right. You get on the Safari. Is that what you did? Your Google Chrome wasn't working?
Yep. Something wrong with my my Chrome. So I actually moved to Microsoft Edge. So I'm on that right now. It's working.
Microsoft Edge. I didn't know anyone even used that.
Yeah, so it was just the default. So I just tried something new.
Okay. Well, you're coming in clear. I can't find. Yeah. So anyways, I got my camera in the other house, got guests over. So it's, Seth, I lost my Nintendo Switch on the plane. Just like the Cardinals.
No, you're kidding, right?
Just how the Cardinals lost their brain drafting a running back. Okay, without a quarterback.
Wait, you didn't? No,
I did. So here's what I think happened. The bag's under the bed. I can't grab it. I put my carrying bag, my electronics bag, in the front pouch there in the airplane. Okay. And when I left from watching my iPad, I'm pretty sure it slipped out of the pouch when I put my iPad in. 10:30 at night.
Out and went to the front of the plane, you think?
Went into the pouch, the front pouch there when we landed.
Oh.
I had Mario Kart on the Switch, Lincoln. It's a total disaster.
Oh,
Absolute disaster. It's almost as big as a disaster as the Cardinals taking Jeremiyah Love. Bill told me to call the airline. Yeah, Bill, I didn't realize for a week later. I think it's gone. I don't think there's anything I can do.
oh, dude, that is
Kids are
such
gonna be
a
mad at
bummer.
me.
Actually,
I did find one on eBay for
you can buy a Switch 2
$125.
now.
I just got the original. I don't need. I'm a simple man, Seth. So
Well, I heard the
since the
Switch 2
last,
is like the Switch 1 but better. So
yeah. Well, here's the deal. It was United. I hate those guys. So here's the deal, guys. Since our last pod, I have been to Buc-ee's. I have been to Amish country in Pennsylvania, Missouri, Bass Pro, all kinds of stuff. Been a wild 2 weeks. Seth almost died running a marathon. I think we should talk about that, Seth.
yeah, so I mean, I was on pace for running, a 258, 259 marathon, and at mile 28 point or 28, 25.8, I guess my brain decided to turn off, and I passed out for I don't know how many minutes, but I was on the ground for probably about 10 minutes. And then, I was talking to these guys. They were seeing if I was okay. And finally, I just decided, like, hey, I'm good enough to get up and finish. And I got up and finished right around, I think it was 3:15 something. So, I mean, happy I finished after passing out. I'm just glad I didn't hit my head, but, definitely an experience for sure. Definitely don't want to do that again.
So wait up. You basically paused the race. I thought you passed out after the race.
No, it was during the race. Yeah.
How does it make you feel that would probably happen to me too? Does that just like kill you inside that if I did the same thing, I would probably, pass out
Honestly,
too?
now that you say that, actually it does. But
Yeah, that has
surprisingly,
to
I don't
hurt.
think anyone else I don't know of anyone else passing out on course.
No, I don't know. That's yeah. I
I
don't know.
pushed it to
I
my
think
absolute limit, and I think maybe I pushed too early. Maybe I think I maybe could have held out and waited. I mean, it would have been way cooler for me to finish at my goal time and then pass out after, right? That would have been way cooler.
I thought that's what you did. I thought you passed
No, that
out
would have
after you
I would have
finished.
been awesome if that happened. That would have been great because I would have hit my goal, But it's not about hitting the goal; it's just about trying to hit it. So I tried.
Hey, well, whatever makes you happy there. But yeah, so I'm sorry that happened to you. I hope you get better. Seth, anything from this draft, like you're a Seahawks fan, how are you feeling getting the running back? Kind of crazy that the two running backs taking the first round were from the same school.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is so I actually have a friend who is a big Notre Dame guy. And I don't know if this is true or not, but he's saying that Price, could have been the best running back, if Love wasn't on that team. And I can't say I watched a ton of Notre Dame football, but I did know that Price was a good running back. And I mean, I think it's a great pick for the Seahawks. Like, you lose a running back, you're going to spend, so your draft capital on one that should be around for, at least through his rookie contract. And I think it's a great pick. I'm happy with it. I think that's obviously the biggest hole they needed to fill right away, I think.
Yeah, no, I what's like biggest hole for sure. If they would have kept Kenneth Walker, it'd been interesting to see where they went, but they don't have
I
Kenneth
think
Walker.
maybe they just didn't want to pay him, I think is maybe where it came down to.
And I don't blame them for not wanting to do that. So it is kind of a crazy one right there. And then total head scratcher, biggest one of me is I thought the Rams taking Ty Simpson. I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would not see that coming. And honestly, I get it. It's not the deepest running back thing. And I have it. You have it up perfect, but I have it up on my phone, and it is just. I mean, that one
they traded
really,
up for him.
Yeah, I mean they traded up for him, right? And I think that's the biggest. That's got to be the biggest shock, I think, to the pick when it comes to the whole draft. I think, maybe Love to the Cardinals, but that has to be the biggest shock. I just can't believe I don't know. I think it's possible, he could do really well. And I think you throw someone like that under, Matt Stafford for a few years, if they're hoping to keep Stafford, around for a couple more years. I think it's a great guy to learn under Matt Stafford. And if Simpson has that talent and obviously can become, an insanely smart player, I think it's the right way to do it. I mean, LA's obviously sees something there, but I'm not too sure though.
Well, so they showed so I guess they told Stafford today that, day of round one, they said, we're going to be going after Ty Simpson. And so they kind of warned him. He knew about it. It didn't get leaked. But just looking at it here, if you saw after the draft, they interviewed Sean McVay, and he didn't look really happy about it through the whole press conference. He's really tight with Matt Stafford, but it looked like it was a total, it looked like it was a Snead play. Their GM was the guy who wanted to do it, building for the future. So,
yeah, I'm sure McVay was probably more of I think a lot more coaches are in a win now mode, especially like McVay. Like he's been at the Rams for a while. He was close to a championship this year. They just won it recently. Like Stafford's been playing really well. So I think he's, obviously in the win now mode. And this is obviously not a win now pick. Like it's very clearly not.
So I'm sharing this right now. Can you see it, Seth? I'm going to pull it up here right now. So here's Sean McVay, the last 2 drafts. You can see how happy he is right there. If you guys are listening to this later, go over to YouTube at TFF Dudes. You can watch it there. Anyways, you look at it. He looks pretty happy there, right? That's the last 2 drafts. Okay, here's this draft. He just looks totally different, right? Like he's been happy with their picks the last 2 drafts. This draft, not as much. So you can kind of see it there with them. So
yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I would understand why. Like it's probably something he didn't want. It's probably something it's the GM really pushed for, which I guess is really the one making these picks, right? But I mean,
yeah, so
I get it, but at the same time, I don't know if it was worth the Ty Simpson. Like I think it might be worth waiting another year or so.
So, I gave a lot of, hate towards Jeremiyah Love going to the Cardinals in the beginning. Number 1 running back, is this a step up from what Genty went to last year for the Raiders? Love going to the Cardinals.
Sorry, repeat that. I did not hear you.
So Jeremiyah Love, top running back in the NFL, went to the Cardinals at 3 overall, I believe is what it was.
Okay.
Is this worse situation than what it's got to be better than what Genty went into last year with the Cardinals? It's just, a lot of guys that probably could have fixed the Cardinals' problems there.
You're saying you think this is worse than Genty going to the Raiders?
After thinking about it, I don't think it is. There's just
I think it's similar.
Yeah, it's
he does have a quarterback. I think the Raiders are going to be set up more for success now in the future, right? They have a good running back. I think they got a good quarterback in Fernando Mendoza, but the Cardinals, they don't have. They're looking for their franchise quarterback, right? It's not going to be, I mean, I know who it is, but I'm just blanking on his name right now. It's
Brissett,
he's not going to Brissett. Like you know what I mean? Like
contract situation too.
Yeah, like he's not going to be there for a long term, and like I don't think the Cardinals really needed a running back to fix their problems. I think they needed a whole revamp of the whole team. Like, so, I mean, I would say maybe let's get a quarterback, or maybe let's get some defensive players. Like they have great offensive weapons. Like I don't know why you think you needed another one. Like you don't have a quarterback. You could get a better offensive line. You could get better defensive players. Like there's so many other things I think the Cardinals could have started at.
Yeah. And then probably, I gave a lot of hate to Jeremiyah Love to the Cardinals. I know I'm saying that again, but honestly, the worst pick that it's got to infuriate people the most probably is Kenyon Sadiq going to the Jets. Number 1 tight end in the class. Like he's got Geno Smith. He's got Geno Smith throwing him the ball at the Jets. Jets actually had a pretty good first round in the draft. I just Kenyon Sadiq, that's a big time tight end that I just didn't want to go to New York to the Jets. Lincoln's calling for Phil to come back. We need more DEI here. Yeah, sorry, we don't have the DEI. And Jordan's at the rodeo, which we should have had him check in from the rodeo, Seth. We should have had him, pull out his camera like he always does. You did that at Disneyland once.
Yeah, it's true. Man, Trent, that does make me bummed out that he went to
one of the,
it would have been really cool to see him on a better team, I think.
I honestly, we didn't do a pre-draft. I kind of was thinking maybe the Chiefs might go after something like that, but they went cornerback. Um, what else here? Like Arvell Reese going to the Giants. That New York Giants defense could be really good.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
well, I'm actually, you know what, Trent? You know what really surprises me is the Eagles taking a wide receiver. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I take that back.
No,
That doesn't
yeah.
surprise me, but I don't know if I like the Makai Lemon draft pick.
Well, you know why they did it. Like AJ Brown's gone. He's
Yeah,
gone for sure.
but I
Yeah.
don't know why. I don't think. I mean, I don't.
They
ESPN has him really as the number one like wide receiver.
I didn't see anyone having him as the number one. You're seeing it number one. I
Yeah,
most
and
stuff I saw.
ESPN on their draft rounds, they have him as the number one, which I guess doesn't make sense because Carnell Tate, right, and then Jordan Tyson. But I guess there was some controversy around Tyson, right? Like not everyone's too sure about him.
Yeah, a little banged up and stuff. I don't get why the Titans took Carnell Tate at number 4. Like, they have holes everywhere. Carnell Tate wasn't even the number 1 wide receiver on his college team. I think you could argue that Jordan Tyson's better. You could argue, you could argue he's not even the best wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah, I don't understand I don't get the Makai Lemon really though. Like I don't know. That one doesn't make sense
Yeah,
to me. But it
they
makes sense.
traded.
They need a receiver, so I get it.
Yeah, they traded with Dallas too. Guys in
Yeah,
the
that they
chat.
traded up, yeah, for that.
Yeah, guys in the chat. Yeah, everybody's looking for Phil right now. Not sure what's going on here.
Trent, I like the Caleb Downs pick. I really like that for the
I
I like
I
it.
I thought Dallas had a really solid first round. Malachi Lawrence, don't know as much about him, but good edge rusher, good size. Or sorry, he doesn't have best size. But explosive. I just, UCF
He
guy,
kind of just has
first
like a
string.
name that I feel like belongs on Dallas. I don't know why. I always
Yeah,
feel like Dallas has a last name Lawrence on their team.
yeah, you're thinking of what's the guy on the Seahawks now? Is Demarcus
Yeah.
Lawrence or
Yeah.
Tank is what they always called him. We got a safety going. Um, I almost like the Titans' 31st pick, getting the guy out of Auburn, the DN, more than I like the wide receiver they got. I thought for sure that Sela was going to go with Arvell Reese there at number 4. And Giants came out and said that Arvell Reese was their number 2 guy on their big board behind Mendoza, or behind Jeremiyah Love. Sorry, not Mendoza. Yeah. Bill said Trevor Lawrence. Bill's smoking a cigar. What's everybody else in the chat up to?
Man, I wish I was smoking a cigar. Remember that one pod where I was outside? Did I smoke a cigar on that one?
Yeah, you did.
Man,
You
I gotta
did.
do that again.
You
That
got to
was
bring
fun.
that back. Um, Outside of that, Seth, I'm not seeing the Bills don't have a pick. They didn't pick anybody. They kept trading back.
No, did the I don't think the Niners did either, right?
Yeah. Niners and Texans got a guard, but they kept trading back too. So really deep
Niners.
draft. Here's the best guys available still.
Where did the Niners get theirs? I'm not seeing it.
They didn't. They traded out.
They traded out. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I
Niners
thought.
traded out.
They have the first pick of the second round.
Yes.
Bills
Looking
have the third. Cardinals are going to be interesting with they have a top pick.
Yeah, Bills traded 3 times tonight. They went down with Houston, then down with New England, and then out of round 1 with Tennessee. Buffalo sends pick 31, 69, and 165 to the Titans in exchange for picks 35, 66, and 101. So, yeah, 5 of the last 6 picks in round 1 were traded.
Mm-hmm.
So, lots of offensive linemen. Yeah, like I actually like the players the Jets got in this draft. They made 3 picks in the first round. I just really I like Kenyon Sadiq. I just didn't want him to go there. And they got Omar Cooper Jr. too. So 3
Yeah, that would
first
have been
round.
really cool to see him. That would have been really cool to see him at a different team, man. That bums me out.
Yeah, and he could usually tight ends take a year or two to really get going anyways. Um saw some saw some good so best players available, Seth. We got Denzel Boston. I'll share this right now. I'll share Schefter's
Best
tweet
available.
here.
Yeah, let me pull that up too.
Okay, I got it right here. So don't know, I'm not sure if you can read that great, but best available players tonight we got in rounds 2 and 3, we got Denzel Boston, wide receiver, edge, Zion Young, linebacker, lots of defensive guys. Denzel Boston's the best guy. I feel like Boston, I feel like Boston's going to go to the Bills.
Yeah, I can
Probably
see that.
traded back and still get him. Bill thinks the Jets are going to be real good. So, saw some good memes about Vrabel. I don't know if we should touch on that really, but there's
Yeah,
been
I
some
feel like what's crazy is I feel like that I saw more stuff on that than I've seen about the draft tonight.
absolute just bombshell. I like they're saying they think there was a private investigator released or who got the pictures, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously someone knew something was going on and was following them around, right? Like someone knew something like that. But did you? I saw some picture of him like standing up in the draft, and it like completely blocks out a certain part of the word and makes it look like a different word, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's from last year, Seth. Like, but
I know,
there's
but
no,
that's
it said Deanna Rossini introducing her husband to Mike Vrabel, and it's the scene from The Other Guys. Do you remember that
oh
scene
my
when
gosh.
there's there's one of there's one of Vrabel looking at Deanna, and it's them in the bar, and it's how it says me looking at Jeremiyah Love with the 101 pick in dynasty drafts. So just pretty good. The weird thing about Vrabel is it's like this stuff comes out. He decides he's not attending the draft, I don't think, on Friday or Saturday because
He
he's
says on
seeking
attending day 3, I think.
okay, he's seeking counseling. Coleman wants you to pick him up. So he says he's seeking counseling. It's like he couldn't have done this the last like 2 weeks. Well, yeah, we don't want to get too into it, but she basically said it wasn't true. He comes out and says it is true. So she's deactivated her Twitter account, which has been an absolute gold mine. So
I do need some cigars, Bill, and I know you got the stash.
So
You like
looking here,
Christmas.
yeah, looking here at the, I don't know what else in here really like. It seemed like there was too much. The trades were at the end. Lots of offensive guards. We kind of knew going into
I
this it
kind of
wasn't
wish there
gonna.
was like some big like player trade, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, like what? Like Raider fans, how do we feel about Mendoza? Is this the guy, or like are we back?
I have so many friends that are Raiders fans, and I feel like they're so pumped. But I really hope it. Honestly, because I like Mendoza, I hope it works out for them.
Yeah, that's just kind
Not
of where
because
I'm.
they're Raiders fans, like I know they're cursed, but like I just hope it works out because I like Mendoza. Like I hope he's actually good.
Yeah, I want him to be good, but I'm on record here saying I wish the Raiders would just trade all their picks every single year because they can't seem to do it quite right. But I do think the Raiders have set this up. I think that we aren't sure what Jordan's doing at the rodeo. He doesn't strike me as the rodeo type guy, Coleman. So there's no telling what's going on, but he's been a little radio silent, but he definitely was locked in at the rodeo. I bet with iPad and phone, just following the draft while other people are watching some steer riding.
Checking his call sheet picks, some other stuff.
This is what I'll say about Mendoza. Do the Raiders ever do good in the draft? No, they don't. They usually screwed up. But Brady is more involved now. Maybe Davis is kind of letting him drive the boat a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit Titanic, like Brady's driving the boat, but Gruden's holding on behind him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's something like that. They got Kirk Cousins. You don't have to rush Mendoza out there. No one expects the Raiders to go out there and make playoffs. Just let Kirk Cousins go out there Have him try to, get everybody a little bit better, win a couple
Yeah, they're
games.
hardly paying him.
They're hardly paying him. So just let Mendoza sit on the bench. You don't have to rush him out there. Just leave him alone. Let Kirk take over. Get Mendoza out there in a year after
I mean,
he's
like,
sat
Kirk
on the
actually
bench.
might not even be that bad for him. Like,
The weapons are there. The weapons are there. If
he
he gets
actually
hurt,
like might be pretty good for him.
so all I'm saying is if Brady can kind of steer this a little bit and Davis is behind him, like, hey, you're doing okay, buddy, could be really good for the Raiders. I just hope they don't have to force him out there because I think Kirk is a great bridge quarterback for this franchise. So Raiders fans, you should be excited because of that. So
Could the Raiders be better than the Chiefs this year?
oh, I'm not going out to say that yet.
I mean, is Patrick Mahomes playing week 1?
I think he's on pace. He's on pace to play week 1.
Okay.
But
That
now
doesn't mean
Raiders,
he's going to be the same.
yeah, that's true. But Seth's just trying to gas the Raiders up too much now at this
I
point.
want to
I feel
see
like
big guy. I just want to get him going.
I felt like I painted a total perfect analogy there where like he's like, I'm flying, Tom. Like it's perfect. They're over there painting, all that stuff. Raiders are Tom's painting, Raiders are coming back. It's not this year, but give Mendoza a year or two, Raiders will be ready to lock and load. So
I forget Coleman's a Raiders fan. I forgot that guy.
most people from
Silver
Bakersfield
and
are.
black.
Okay. So I don't know if there's anything else we really need to touch on here in the draft, Seth.
I kind of wish sometimes I get it. Day 1 is like fun for just the first round, but I kind of wish sometimes it was 2 rounds. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad take. You think that's a bad take?
They try to, man, I feel like when I was a kid, they did it like all in like a day or
You know what I
two.
mean? Like, I get it. They want to drag it out, right? Like, they want to drag it out across, was it 4 days or 3 days or something? Like, they do 2 and 3 tomorrow, right? But it's like, can we just do like 1 and 2 and then 3 through 5 tomorrow? Like, make this thing 2 days. Like, I feel like way less people watch day 2 anyways, right? Like, I don't know. No one watches day 3. So I don't know. Like, no one watches, 4 through 7, but like,
It used to be a 2-day event.
I
What I
think it
think
should
they
be
should
2
do,
days. Like, I think do 1 and 2 the first day and do the rest the second, or do 1 through 3 today. Like, honestly, there'd be way more to talk about.
I think what they should do is Thursday night should be one round. Friday should be the rest of it. Just finish up on Friday. Start it off 9 a.m. Eastern and just let it roll all day Friday.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't be bad because people would be checking in all day.
Oh yeah, you can check it work. It'd be
Is it
perfect
because they
water
want
cooler
people
talk.
to watch live? Is that what it is?
I think people still, yeah, it's for TV. It's all about TV for sure. That's what it comes down to.
I think it's honestly, I personally don't think I can't remember the last time I really sat down and watched a draft. Like, I think it's just as exciting for me to get it on my phone a few seconds later.
So here's the thing. I think if they played rounds, I watched the first round, that's it. If they played the rest of it on Friday, I think I would actually maybe have it going on in the background. Like
Right,
I think it would almost be followed better rather than waiting till Friday night. But I'm not the type that's like looking at the numbers, seeing how it's going. Like, I'm sure it's a 3-day event for a reason. I'm sure the numbers are pretty good. Like Friday night. And you know why they do it? Because I think there was over 5. This was the biggest in draft person
That's what I heard.
attended. I think there was 300,000 people at the draft. They were expecting 500,000 people. Pittsburgh is not a tourist city. I was just in Harrisburg. That's the capital of Pennsylvania, Seth. They said there's not enough infrastructure, not enough hotels in Pittsburgh. People don't vacation in Pittsburgh. So you're going to go throw 500,000 people for 3 days in the Pittsburgh. It's a nightmare for the people who live there. Absolute nightmare.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's not. I mean, they probably have enough rooms for 50,000 people to stay there.
Yeah, I have no idea. So people are staying everywhere. I bet Airbnbs are popping.
Right.
But
Like,
yeah,
the biggest time Pittsburgh gets a lot of people is probably when Pittsburgh plays a rivalry, like a close rivalry, and people travel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, that has to be it.
their stadium holds what, 80,000 people?
And so at max, how many people are traveling? 20?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So all I'm saying is like I flew into Harrisburg on Tuesday. You know, from the air, it looked like it was smaller than Fresno. It did not look big. That's the capital, Pennsylvania. So it's just they're not ready for this infrastructure. Traffic has got to be a nightmare right now
I'm
getting
sure.
out of that draft. So, and then booking rooms. But hey, biggest in-person draft, and that's where they make a lot of the money. Is the stuff the people who go to it watch the whole event. I can't imagine going to the draft in person for more than the first round.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the people going to that aren't just going to the draft, right? They're making it like something
An
else.
event,
Like
yeah, an event.
they're doing stuff before and after, right? It's a glorified tailgating thing with like some extra stuff.
I don't think I've said this before, but with Cowboys getting Caleb Downs at corner, getting the pass rusher from UCF, this could actually be our year, Seth. Like I'm feeling really good about it.
I feel like you had to sneak that in.
I have to. Seth, I was thinking Mount Rushmore, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I got a Mount Rushmore. We'll wrap the show up right now. Most annoying jobs. I think that's a great Mount Rushmore right there.
Like what I think's annoying or like to
Yeah.
do.
No, what you think that jobs that annoy you.
Um
I have two. I think I
I'll
could
let
go
you
with
go.
two. And mine are just completely with I'm gonna say I think you gotta go with TSA is number one, most annoying. Right? Is it
Okay.
are
Yeah,
we doing this right?
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And then after that, I think I gotta go DMV workers.
Okay.
Do you agree with that? Or do you disagree?
I think the DMV one actually I was not thinking of, and it actually like that makes sense.
And I'm sorry, I feel like we probably have a lot of DMV workers who listen to this pod, and I feel bad like that.
Okay, I got one. I got two for you. Okay, this one's obvious. I think telemarketer, like super
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah. And
I
it's
think you
getting
can
worse
also throw
already.
in like people calling about like logistics stuff.
That's just because of where you work. I think most
That's just
people,
where I work, but it's the telemarket. I guess that's telemarketing, right?
yeah, not necessarily.
You're marketing your company over the phone, right?
Yeah,
That's got to be it.
I think you could. You really probably could throw in airline customer service. So like gate agent, stewardess, TSA, all in the same. Those are all the worst. Like there for every good stewardess on your plane, there is a horrible stewardess on your plane. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time you went on a plane that had like 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 good stewardess? It's usually a good and a bad. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's another good one. You know, I had a on the way back from our family trip, we had one that was just terrible. I'm like, I've never had
They
a
it's the
stewardess
people.
check an adult seatbelt like 8 times.
Okay, so here's the thing. Stewardess were the people that weren't cool enough to be hall monitors in high school. That's what stewardess are. The power trip ones. There's some
There's some really
probably
nice people. Yeah.
there's some actually really good stewardess. That's not completely fair. The bad stewardess. Yeah. Bill said TSA and DMV sucks. Um,
All right,
yeah,
I gotta
that
throw. I
was a
gotta
bad
throw another one
analogy
out.
because there's good stewardess. I don't know if there were ever any good hall monitors, so I apologize for saying something that rude.
I gotta throw another one out here. Okay.
Okay.
It's got to be like highway cops. Like
CHPs. Bill
that's
said
California's, California
Bill,
Highway Patrol. But I think other people have like state troopers, right? That be theirs, right? It's just like most of the time, it's like you're pulling me over for like I'm not speeding, like it's just annoying. Like I don't know. There's been a couple times where and sometimes the demeanor of some people is just like so, like I don't know, like just be chill with me. So what? I sped. Be chill with me. Let's not be mean.
yeah. Bill said car salesman. What do you have to say about that, Seth?
I've never. I mean, honestly, I've bought in one car from a dealership. No, take that
Seth,
back.
and they made a horrible video of you, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. That was messed up.
And
I did
then,
not think it'd be that bad.
yeah,
But yeah,
it was basically like a flexing photo shoot. Like it was pretty weird.
I think it was more like a flexing on his part, like, hey, I sold this car, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I don't know if it was annoying. It was definitely weird, And I didn't know. I don't think I knew what I was signing up for. But I don't know if I could see why that's annoying. But I think so far for me, telemarketer, and CHP, probably like I gotta go with another one, like truckers. Like, sorry, it's not all of you guys, but like a lot of you are pretty
Oh,
bad.
come on. America runs on truckers, man. Show
But
some
Trent, a
respect.
lot of them are terrible
America.
drivers.
I don't know.
Yes.
Could you pull a trailer? I don't know.
I've never driven a semi.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with truckers, Seth. Okay. And here's the deal. They deal with moronic drivers who are texting all day long,
Absolutely.
getting
I
cut
agree.
off. Yeah. Yeah. Bill said pictures are all on a power trip. Lincoln says property managers. I don't know. And Bill, I disagree. Bill said all stewardess and first class are very good. I disagree with that. They are not always good. Probably higher percentage.
Man, this is like I gotta think. I'm trying to think of like a fourth one here because I don't want to like. I actually want to pick something I like really had a hard time with.
What about
Oh, I got one. I got one. This one just because it hits home personally to me.
IRS?
It's
Nightclub
code
bouncer never let
enforcement.
you in. What?
City code enforcers.
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
Those absolutely terrible. Like, I think I probably told this story before on the pod, but it's like, hey, when a sprinkler is broken and I fix it and it's running during the day and it's running and I happen to go in my garage in the backyard and the sprinklers are still running in the front and you can very clearly see which sprinkler is broken. I'm sorry I haven't turned off the water yet, but you are not allowed to give me a fine, okay? Because the water was on for 10 minutes while I'm going to get some part and I'm sorry I didn't turn off the water. It's stinking water, okay? Like, and it was just the excuse that we're in a drought is just so annoying. I'm like, guys, this water is getting used regardless if I use it or not. Like, it's going to get used. It's not getting wasted, it's getting reused somewhere else.
Yeah, Lincoln said HOA people, which I think it's the same vein. Tell that story about your experience, Seth, with that guy at the bail bondsman office staff. Talk about that one, how that guy annoyed you. The guy when you had to book your bail.
I actually thought you were serious for a second. Yeah, no.
Apparently, those are annoying from what I'm seeing.
My bond was very cheap. I got out myself.
Yeah. I think you got to throw IRS in there, right? Like IRS, absolute the worst.
I've never had to deal with them, but I'm sure they're
I
terrible.
haven't. Yeah, I haven't, but yeah,
I'm sure they're not fun, and I'm sure they're always wrong.
Honestly, this is probably a wild card that some people might agree with and some people not. Like people at the vet, like the veterinary receptionist. Like I went to go get flea medication at the vet for my dog, obviously, not me or anyone in my family. They would not give me flea medication because they had not seen my dog within the past year. They said, you have to bring your dog in here at least once a year for you to get flea medication.
You can't go. It's not over the counter thing you can get.
No, it is over the counter. I could go to Walmart and get the same stuff over the counter, but at the vet, they want to see you once a year to make sure your dog's in good health.
So why did you go to the vet instead of go to like a pharmacy or something?
It's just practical because it's by the house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? It's pretty close. So I was like, oh, so I just always go to the vet and they have that chewable one that I like, that my dog likes, not that I like. But anyways, so they're like, we have to give your dog, you have to bring your dog in for like an appointment once a year and we need to like see and make sure it's good. It's like, you don't need to see my dog once a year. It's not that big of a deal. Just give me the flea medication.
The dog doesn't need a checkup.
It's a money grab. My dog does not need a yearly checkup. So the people at the vet, the one I go to at least for my dog, not me, super annoying. So I think everyone can agree with that.
Yeah, there's definitely some people who work receptions at certain places that just don't seem happy.
Mm-hmm. People who work at pharmacies, I feel like they're always super behind or they're on lunch. Like those are super annoying.
Yeah, those can be pretty bad. And sometimes those people aren't happy either. It's just dealing with people that aren't happy is just kind of a bummer.
I don't think like you should say highway patrolman. I think like parking ticket cops in small cities are worse.
For sure. I've never had to deal with those guys.
Oh,
Actually, I take that
the
back.
one in Visalia is notorious for just like getting you like 30 seconds after time expires.
I take that back. I actually had to deal with one because, for that race, I was in Ventura, which is like north of LA in California. So it's kind of it's like a popular like beach town, kind of north of LA. Anyways, so I bought this parking spot, preferred parking close to the finish line,
Yeah.
just so my
Yeah,
wife
'cause
and the kids.
and you almost died, so that was good thinking.
Yeah, so they didn't have to walk far. It's a 5-minute walk, like from the parking lot to the race line. So I'm gonna spend $20 extra when I register just so she can get a spot. Okay, so the park people are dumb enough. So the race, like they spend money to reserve this parking lot just for people who pay them to park their families to park there close to the line, and so they don't have to park far away and walk, a mile or two to get over there. So I pay $20 for that. My wife goes to park in there, close to the race ending,
No
and
spots.
the ranger tells her, "Hey, we're dumb, and we opened it up to the public, and they parked in here for $6 instead of 20 like I had to pay for, and there's no parking spots." So they tell her, "Hey, just park in the grass somewhere in here and you're good." Well, guess what? The One of the other rangers or the parking cop who doesn't get the gist came in there and just started writing up tickets for everyone who parked in the grass in there.
No.
And I'm like, the ranger told my wife to. Like, this is such a joke.
Hey,
So I have to go through the trouble of appealing this. I'm like, I can't believe I have to waste my time by appealing this within 21 days. It's an absolute joke. I'm not paying $75 for parking in the grass when the person told her to. I'm like, this is a joke.
Good luck with that. I want to see how that goes. So keep us updated on that next week.
$75. Like, I'm not paying it. So I'm going to appeal it. And
You
if
would
they
love
say you have
jail.
to
You
pay it,
would
I'm not
love
going to
jail.
pay it. I'm not. I'm going to let it keep going. And I'm just say, guys, I'm not paying this. I'm sorry. Fire your people.
So I think I got a new one. I got gas station cashiers, especially night shift, horrible. Okay. DMV workers, TSA, and the one that just takes it home absolutely, that no one could absolutely stand. Wedding planners, absolute worst. Wedding planners are the worst. If you've been in a wedding, you know the drill. I've been in many weddings. I could plan weddings. I could be a wedding planner. You don't have to look at every single guy in the wedding party and treat them like an absolute baboon every single time. They're all the same. None of them are very cool. They are all just total jerks. They belittle you. It's these power trip women that just want to yell at you for no reason because you can't stand still for a little bit or you aren't paying attention. The thing is,
or you make a joke when things are funny.
You make a joke. I had one wedding planner. Yeah, I don't know. I probably should. Yeah, I had one wedding planner that said she was so annoying. And she said we weren't allowed to chew gum up there. Okay. So, and if you see me in person, I'll tell you the person's name. I'm not going to do it on the pod. Anyways, she said, you can't chew gum while you're on stage. She's all, actually, if you chew gum, I will make you spit the gum in my hand before you walk up there. No one goes up there with gum. I got a ton of Bubblicious, probably 5 of them, put them in my mouth, was walking down there. Mouth is huge, smacking away. And I look at her and I go, I have gum in my mouth. She's all, spit it out. I'm like, what? She's all, spit it out. I'm like, I can't hear you. She puts her hand out, Seth, and I just spit all the gum in her hand. I went up there.
How come I've never heard this story?
No.
That is so good.
So basically, I'm the jerk. Maybe that's the problem, but that's all I got. I think we wrap it up on that one. I can't
believe you actually did that. That is.
I actually did it. Me and wedding, people love me.
That story.
Yeah. People love me. Wedding coordinators fear me. I will leave it at that. That's all we got there. Bill says that's a good story. I'm glad he's proud of that one. Draft's going. Follow us on X at TFF Dudes. YouTube, guys, got videos coming every single day. Short form. Gonna keep the Mount Rushmores coming. We will see you next time, guys. Go Cowboys. Seth's rocking the Seahawks
repeat,
stuff.
baby. Let's go.
And as always, take care. And that is the wrong song.